Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go.
Hey, it's the Empire, Geoboxing Empire, Backstory Boxing. Now, man, after Gervante Tank Davis had that wonderful performance with Eucharist Gamboa, it was juxtaposing, right? It was a good performance in that he threw a few punches and hurt Gamboa, but then again, a lot of people thought Gervante Tank Davis threw way too few punches, and he didn't perform to the level he thought he was supposed to perform in, just based off his the way he looked at a fight, his weight, etc., etc. Now, man, after the win, the 12th round KO with the Eucharist Gamboa, Gervante Tank Davis came out and said that he's not in a rush to fight Lomachenko, man. He's not in a rush to fight Lomachenko. Now, man, a lot of people are really mad about that, man. After the fight with Gamboa, Gervante Tank Davis had some encouraging words to make it seem like he was going to fight Lomachenko. He actually said, and I quote, "There's no safety on this block, and he'll fight anyone." You know what I mean? He pulls the trigger, someone's getting shot. But apparently, he has bigger more fish to fry than Lomachenko. And what is that? Now, man, if you guys actually watched the fight, the post-fight interview with Lomachenko, with Gervante Tank Davis, Gervante Tank Davis started talking about fighting at 130 still. If you guys didn't know, he moved up in weight to get that lightweight title, and now it's the WBA regular title. Now, the guy's still fighting at 130, and there's a lot of champions down there. And right now, Vasily Lomachenko has most of the belts. You guys see I'm going to have it posted on here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But Lomachenko has most of the belts at 135, right? He has the WBA super title, the the WBO, and the Ring Magazine, right? He's only like 2-3 fights away from being an undisputed champion, right? Now, Gervante Tank Davis saying he'll fight at 130, he can keep getting belts at 130. A lot of people want to see him continue to fight the big names like Vasily Lomachenko at 135, but is it more impressive to be a multi-division world champion at the same time? I think so, man. And they clearly said he wants to still fight at 130. So, in my opinion, it's better to, instead of just go fight the biggest and baddest right away, you're still fighting the biggest and baddest, but you're doing it in multiple weight divisions, which is extremely rare in boxing. Usually, when people do that, they do it for a quick second, and then they get like 1 or 2 belts and move on, right? Gervante Tank Davis is a current WBA lightweight champion right now, and he was already a former super featherweight champion, and he's going to most likely fight big names down at 130 before leaving a lot of big names. He can actually possibly even be undisputed down there pretty easily, man. All it takes is a couple of these fighters down at 130 to unify, and Gervante Tank Davis, fight 3-4 fights down there in 1 year and possibly can become undisputed, right? Let me just throw a hypothetical out there. Now, I have a list up there on the screen for you guys. Imagine Tevin Farmer unifying with Jamar Herring, right? And the IBF and the ABO becomes consolidated. Now, at that point, Gervante Tank Davis will only have to fight 3 times in that year, right? He only had to beat a Leo Santa Cruz, a Miguel Burchett, and a Rene Alvarado, right? That's not that many fights, right? And he could possibly get 4 fights in 1 year, considering Gervante Tank Davis is a power puncher. Out of those 3 fighters that his name, Leo Santa Cruz would be the toughest fight, but Rene Alvarado and Miguel Burchett, they could possibly get stopped pretty quickly. Mexicans are extremely aggressive, so it wouldn't be like Gervante Tank Davis will have to fight the guy. The guy will come forward on his own, right? That being said, there could possibly be a double unification fight with Gervante Tank Davis and Vasily Lomachenko, right? And usually when you get these belts, they give you like a year and a half to defend the belt, right? So if Gervante Tank Davis is over here beating guys at 130 and getting belts down there, I'm positive WBA will let him do that. And then by next year, maybe even middle of next year, they'll finally make the guy defend the title. And by that time, Vasily Lomachenko will probably most likely consolidate the belts at 135 to basically be that Gervante Tank Davis will have to fight him for undisputed at 135 as well. I just think that Gervante Tank Davis can easily consolidate the belts at 130 because there's a lot of champions at 130, and they can fight each other to unify. And Gervante Tank Davis only fight a couple of them to really unify everything. You know, he said he was going to do that, and I hold him to his word, man. I hold him to his word. So I'm really excited to see what next year brings, man. There's still a lot of fights down at 130 to be fought before you fight a Lomachenko. Now, if you beat a stronger, bigger, faster guy at a higher weight class, beating a smaller guy who has all the same attributes, but who's not as strong, is not as impressive. So Gervante Tank Davis is rightly avoiding Lomachenko for now because, I mean, the guy, he's the best of the best, right? People consider him number 1 pound for pound, number 2 pound for pound, depending on who you ask, right? Plus, in my opinion, I mean, everyone makes the comparison, man. Gervante Tank Davis, he reminds everyone of Adrian Broner, man. He just reminds them of Adrian Broner, a great talent who just didn't make it because he wasn't taking the sport seriously, right? And I still remember this like it was yesterday, man. I remember when Adrian Broner went up in weight and he fought Paulie Malignaggi, and that fight was way too competitive, and Paulie Malignaggi has no power, right? Basically, in my opinion, Yurkus Gamboa was where Paulie Malignaggi was at the time, you know, older fighter, a veteran fighter, but he just didn't have it to keep the younger fighter off him and to get that W. You know, that being said, you know, Adrian Broner should have been able to knock out Paulie Malignaggi, right? Now, Gervante Tank Davis did get rid of Yurkus Gamboa, but he didn't look good, and that's a red flag right there. So that should really get Gervante Tank Davis to, okay, I gotta take the sport seriously. If I'm struggling with this old veteran, I can't just go fight the best of the best right now. I gotta build my skills up and get back right mentally, physically, and get some more straps on my resume, right? And I think he's gonna do that by still being the champion at 135, but destroying the champions at 130. And it's fully possible. Now, I'm not saying he can beat everyone, but I'm just throwing a hypothetical out there. In my opinion, the resume, it looks, for me, let's be honest. I'm going to be honest. It looks more impressive to be undisputed at 130 than to just beat Lomachenko and then just have that one guy on his belt on his resume. I'm just going to be honest. There's so many top-level fighters, right? Vasyl Lomachenko is just one of them. David Haney is still an option. Teofimo Lopez is still an option. And then you got fighters at 130 who we still never seen, man. I still want to see Gervante versus Tevin Farmer, man. Everyone wants to see that fight. Tevin Farmer, Leo Santa Cruz, you know, those are big fights that we never got to see. So I still want to see Gervante Tank Davis handle, you know, old beef before he goes on to fight a bigger, badder, stronger, more experienced fighter like a Vasyl Lomachenko, you know. So yeah, man, I think that in the end, Gervante's end game is to become undisputed at 130 and then be like a double undisputed at 135 and 130 at the same time, right? This is historic if he does this. He like I said, he said he's gonna stay at 130 and be champion at 135, right? He's trying to pull a Canelo Alvarez right now, a Floyd Mayweather right now, right? That's historic. And it's more impressive to do that than just to fight a big name. A lot of people fight big names. But do they actually try to do something historic? No, they don't. Let me know how you guys feel about it, though, man. I thought I'll throw it out there because it's a totally, you know, possible outcome. Let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is The Empire. Geobasket Empire. Peace.